What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered. This your girl Shireal, and I'm here with my husband Henry,
What's up? What's up?
and we call him the Mr. OD in the building.
Here we go again, Mr. OD. I'll take it. I will take it
Own
today.
own it, please own it.
What's up, y'all? Glad to be back for another wonderful, beautiful episode. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
Nah, just chilling out here. You know me. So, anyways, y'all know on our podcast we really want y'all feedback. Like we ask for it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the feedback we get be via social media, the comments we be getting on the videos. And I just want to address some of those comments because we like to address some of the comments on our show to let y'all know we are reading them, and we don't get to unfortunately type messages to everybody, but we do like to bring y'all back to the show so y'all can hear us address some of y'all feedback.
The engagement is definitely crazy.
The engagement is crazy, and we appreciate y'all. We love y'all for that. So let's talk about some of the comments we be getting. We had a video, and one of the videos that kind of has gone a little bit viral is Henry states he don't want no sympathy sex. And I just want to say, all the men out there that's been dragging me.
Let me address that real quick. Let me say something. Fellas, ladies, for those of you all who are dragging my wife, please stop. All right. It's not that serious. It's a conversation. The purpose of the podcast is for you to start the conversation in your marriage and in your relationship, not to think what's wrong or what's going on over here. We just open up the door for everybody else. Stop dragging my wife. All right.
That was sweet. That was so sweet. Oh, I didn't expect him to say that. So that was, This is totally unrehearsed. We do not script this. I appreciate you saying that. But I also would like to say,
go ahead,
because I want to address some of those comments because some of them are comical. But the ones that say, like, leave her, that ain't gonna last. Like those.
But you know what? It's not the internet. It's the internet.
No. I mean, first of all, and also no, we put ourselves out there, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
We are giving you the freedom to express your own
First Amendment.
First Amendment right. However, I do want to say, for those of y'all who are saying like leave her, divorce her, or whatever.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
Sweetie, I am a catch, okay? Let's be very clear, okay? And whatever you consider a catch, that is what I am, okay? So I just want to make that very clear, all right? So we might have conversations that may or may not be controversial, but if this man leaves me, just trust and believe that is okay.
All right.
No, I just want to be very clear. I am a catch. I just need that to be very, very clear. I am a catch. The whole package, okay?
All I'm gonna say is
I don't think it would be good advice for him to leave me.
Oh my gosh, sure, stop.
I just need to make that very clear. But I'm bringing that up for a reason.
Okay.
I'm addressing comments, but that's our topic. Let's talk a little bit about divorce. So I read something. Somebody posted online, our favorite place to get our news, right? Somebody posted online what a celebrity, she just recently got divorced. And she was saying, like, when she was married, her marriage, like, pretty much defined her. And being divorced really has, like, opened up this new side of herself that she didn't even know was there. She feels so much better and more like herself. And, I know divorce gets a little slack. So I want to talk about that. What do, the other side of divorce, so I was being funny, but I wasn't, because I am a catch but ultimately, if, God forbid, because, I don't ever want to be divorced. But if that day were to come, what does the other side of that look like? Because, there are some testimonials. I saw another video, and this woman, she was divorcing her husband, and she was recording and signing the papers, and she was like having a celebration. She was so excited, so I believe there is this other side of divorce, and I think we should talk about it, because it's clearly things that are happening, it's real. And, we always talk about how marriage is, all this greatness, but it's only great if two people are in it together and you're true partners, right? There's another side of marriage that may not look like that. And then when you get out of it, there's some healthiness in that.
All right. So, in the topic of divorce.
Oh, what's the quotes for?
Oh, I'm referencing a movie, as you all know me, Brown Sugar, when he was like, "We're here to celebrate ding, my divorce." What's your angle on it? You want to talk about it? Because the place I'm gonna come from is not gonna be like a sincere place because I haven't experienced that. I haven't went to it. I have my views on it. I'm not knocking what anybody does in their marriage because I can't be selfish and be like, well, divorce is for people who don't want to work to keep their marriage. But then there is another side of it, like you explained, that divorce can be for some that's trying to stay alive.
Right.
So, like,
or trying to be a better version of themselves, right? Like maybe it's not necessarily like physical abuse or, but it must be something that's not making them feel like they could be their whole selves within that marriage. If you're coming out of it and you're excited like that, right?
Okay, so the person you were talking about, I don't know who, you didn't tell me, so I don't have like a foundation to kind of go from about celebrating it like it was a win, like it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that because I talked about in a couple episodes back about people being in toxic relationships because they love them. And maybe they stopped loving being in a toxic marriage and want to get out. But who's to tell? Who's to know? I don't know. For whatever reason, they are out of that marriage. I don't know. It's sticky because I don't want to speak on something that's like I don't have all the facts and can get my opinion.
Well, I think it's hard for us to have all the facts on anybody's relationship because at the end of the day, only those people that are in that relationship are in it. So I don't think it's really you'll ever have any of the facts on anyone else's relationship. You're always an outsider, right? But I'm just saying, like, overall, if we think about divorce, right, it's not necessarily always bad for the parties involved.
True.
And at least from what I'm seeing. So when we think about divorce, our perspective is different, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like I come from a family of divorce. Like my parents were divorced. And so when I got married and we had children, that's my top priority to stay married because I know what it does to the child, being a child of divorce, right? So and besides that, when we got married, I just always wanted to try to find a way to stay married. Like that's what my views are. However, right, we have a marriage where we find ways to communicate and we have fun together and we are friends and you know what I mean? But there's people that don't have that same experience.
True. I have a different angle from your perspective on wanting to stay married because of what happened in your childhood. So does it present a fear of divorce? And so you're going to do everything you can to stay married for fear of not being like going through a divorce? Like, so you're going to take everything or, who's to know what happens, but you know what I'm saying?
I won't take everything. Absolutely not. I think that just having that mentality, like I don't want to get divorced, it made me super cautious when we decided to get married. Like I was, before even entering the marriage, there were things that I knew you had, like attributes you had to have that you had to come to the table with already, because I knew those were like, they were deal breakers. You know what I mean? So when we started talking about getting married, I already knew you didn't have my deal breakers. I knew you weren't that type of person. So anything beyond that, I believe if I'm going to marry you, it's my obligation to work through, because at least the deal breakers are not there. You know what I mean? Like, so, and that's why whenever I talk to women who say, oh, they want to get married, I always say, make your list. Like, what are your deal breakers? What are the things that this person needs to have when they come in, that you can't teach them? What are the things they should already have instilled in them? So, and that's really important when you start talking about you want to be married. What are those things that the person needs to already have? Because those are the things you want to live your life with.
I want to reference a conversation we had with a therapist, a couple, and they went through some things and they explained to us that when they would go and get in arguments, I'm not sure if it was they always began to talk about divorce or it kind of went there automatically because of the heightened argument, and then they said, take divorce off the table in an argument and see like, can we work through this?
Yeah, and that couple we're referring to is Let's Talk Marriage on Instagram. That's their handle. Check them out. Very, very positive marriage influencers. You want to definitely go follow them. But yeah, they said when you get into those arguments, take divorce off the table. But what if, like, we've been in so many of these same arguments. Like, okay, if we can't get past this, are we going to do this for the rest of our life? Because I think what you're doing is missing the point, or you're trying to jump over the fact that I'm asking you, what's the other side of divorce? Besides it being this negative thing, to some people, it is healing. And to some people, it's like a new life and vibrance and again, like not feeling defined by the other person and what that marriage is supposed to look like. So I mean, I'm just saying,
I get your point.
Like, I like to have an open mind, and I definitely don't ever like to say who's wrong or right. That's not my job. That's God's job, right? But I do think that, if there is a time where marriage may not necessarily be bad to some people. You just don't like Henry. Henry is not the one, y'all. He don't want to hear about divorce. He don't want to talk about it. He don't feel like it's a good thing.
I don't, because I don't ever want to come from the perspective of separating, because I believe that in a marriage, in your marriage, in our marriage, when you are together and you say I do and make those vows before God and your family and friends or the magistrate, judge, whoever, you become one. And so some people lose their identity in a marriage, and some people learn how to find their identity with their husband or with their wife.
Right.
And I think it's a constant evolution, and you got to evolve and say, okay, what makes me happy as Henry, and what makes me happy as the husband, like, and what makes Shireal happy. It's three people right here, and it's one person at the same time. It's you, it's me, and then it's us together as one. That's three people we have to accommodate in God. So it's like, it's three people we have to figure out who likes this, what likes this, you know what I'm saying, and mesh well, like a big melting pot. It's gonna take time, and if I don't like the way that oil ain't mixing with that gravy or that butter, am I gonna throw the pot away because I can't make a meal? Or I'm gonna start all over and say,
the oil burning? Did the oil burn and now it got the whole meal nasty?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
There's different scenarios. And so, so let's look at this, right? So we married and we're going through or whatever, and we've been going through for a while the same thing. Like, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. But what if it's only one person that's actively trying to?
You talking about right now or like in general?
I'm making a general statement.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like,
oh my God.
I'm sorry, I messed up.
Say there's a couple who's married, right?
No, I got it. Go ahead,
and they're going through some things. But there's only one person, whether it be the husband or the wife, that's actively trying to address the problem. And the other person kind of like shut down. And they like, I don't even want to talk to you about it. I don't even want to look at you. I'm not in love with you no more. I'm just here because the kids are here. So in that situation, what would you do? Somebody
got to say, okay, if you're here because of the children and that's it, and you're not happy, you say, it's rather we make a plan or a decision for one of us to exit or depart, because I'm not going to do this, or we're going to work towards it, work to get it better.
I don't know.
I don't have time to sit and waddle and
that's
and
you
play.
Though. That's you. I'm saying, I just gave you the scenario and you just made it seem like somebody gonna say this. I said it's one person actively trying and the other person is not.
And I said, we going to try and work it out. And then if not, we're going to have to make a decision on what to do. because I'm not gonna sit here.
Okay, so now how do I make that
and it-
decision? Where's that decision leading us to?
Somebody gonna have to be the bigger person. If it's me, I'll say something. Okay,
What is
this
that
is
something you're gonna say?
it's not working, and I don't know why. Can we fix the problem?
I don't want to talk about the problem.
Okay, so you don't. Do you need time to think about it and
No,
come
I'm
back?
good. I don't need to think about it.
Okay, so now you shut me out.
Right.
I will wait and I will pray for a little while.
What's that little while?
I whatever the Lord say, I don't know, but he gonna have to talk to me, cause I'm gonna talk to him to talk to you. If you ain't talking to me,
Okay, you done prayed. You done prayed, and I still ain't talking to you.
did the Lord speak and talk to you yet?
No, Lord ain't say nothing to me.
Well, it's time to make a decision.
And what is that decision, sir?
Do I have to leave to give you some space to think about what you're doing?
Do
I don't
whatever
want a
you-
divorce.
Do whatever you want.
Do we need to go to therapy? Do we need a third party?
Do whatever you want. I'm not going to therapy. I don't need to talk to nobody.
Oh, okay. I got it. You don't want to be here.
No,
You
I'm here.
You don't want this life anymore?
I'm here.
You're not here.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? You see the scenario that I'm posing for you? It's getting very frustrating for the party over here.
Yeah, but
The
I'm gonna ask one or two more questions and that's it, and then I'm done, and then I'm moving.
I feel
on.
like it's easy for you to say that in this context, that we're just playing this scenario out. But in real life,
it will be a hurtful thing. Like, cause if I left, if a man leaves a marriage, which has been common in a lot of instances that I've seen, and some women leave too, but
leave, girl.
I speak from the perspective of men
No,
leaving because of
Shit.
childhood friends growing up, what you see, what's portrayed on. What I'm saying is this: a lot of men will say, "Well, I'ma just leave." It's not easy for a wife or for a mother to say, "I'ma leave too," because that maternal instinct is gonna be like, "I can't leave my children."
Why she gotta leave her children? Why would she
some
have to
and
leave her
most.
children? She could take her children and leave. She ain't gotta leave her children there. Why she gotta leave her children? I think that was
I'm just using that particular example. Some women leave and bring their children with them.
most women leave and bring their children with them.
You missed what I said.
Okay.
I'm talking about the man normally leave and will leave everything and everybody.
Correct.
And women was like, well, I can't leave my children.
Right.
Like, yeah, don't miss that part.
They'll
'cause
dip with the kids.
I'm bigging up the women.
Tina Turner bus moment.
All right, and who I'm supposed to be, Ike or something?
No, I'm just giving an example. Like she could have left homeboy and just left the kids, but she was so busy trying to get the kids. Okay, that's my movie moment. I have my movie moment. He got a problem with it.
She only got two movies, y'all.
That's
Color Purple and Love Don't Cost a Thing.
It's not love don't cost. What's love got to do with it? So if you're gonna say it right. Anyways.
Yeah. Y'all can tell this is a delicate topic for me. Just because I hate talking about it. I don't ever want to have it be in my psyche, but I know it's real. I know people deal with it. My wife is a child of divorce. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's things that she may deal with internally that she will never reveal to me. How it made her feel, how it makes her look in our marriage. I might not never get that understanding because I never experienced that. But I do have friends who have dealt with that and dealt with worse things. All I'm saying is this. There is another side of divorce. It can be good and it can be bad. I think the culture now, people celebrate leaving something that is so sacred and so cherished because I hold marriage as sacred and I cherish it. And so for people to be like, oh, I'm having a divorce party or doing like photo shoots for like, do what you do. Do what you do. However, like, there's some type of trauma, and maybe that's a healing for them. I don't know.
Maybe that is a healing for them because maybe they are escaping the trauma.
Yeah.
But I will say this. So, like, let me speak on that child of divorce thing just for a minute because I know we got to wrap up. But I will say this. It took me a very long time to get over my parents' divorce. Like, when I tell you 20 plus years, it took me a very long time. But when I got older enough for my mother, because my mom was the type of woman, she never talked bad about my father. While I was growing up and they went through their things, I didn't know anything about it. She never, ever threw my dad under the bus. And it wasn't until I had my own children and me and her had a conversation about something where she really opened up to me. And when she opened up to me the way she did, I'm happy she left them. Because there's, as a woman and as a parent, right? Mother, father, your children are watching y'all relationship. And if you are constantly arguing, constantly fighting, like that's their first experience of what love is supposed to look like, what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. Wow. So you have to make a conscious decision as a parent, like beyond me loving this man, my children are watching this. Is this the lesson that I want to teach them? And I thanked my mother 20 something years later because I said, thank you for not exposing me to that. You know what I mean? So when I say there's a other side of divorce, it really is. You know, wow. do we have to commend it or agree with it or anything? No, that's really none of our business. But I just felt like it was something we should discuss, especially because our platform is about uplifting and encouraging and helping and marriages. But I think we also have to support those who decided it wasn't a good idea to teach their children the wrong way to be married.
Or even those who have lost their spouse.
Or those who, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. But those who made a conscious decision to say, you know what, this ain't what marriage is supposed to look like, or this is not healthy for me. So I just think there's another side of it we could get into. I would love to hear what the people in the comments got to say.
Definitely. This was a real good topic. Interesting.
Yeah, so y'all know how to get in touch with us, marriageunmastered.com or on all social media platforms. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel because we definitely love to hear from you. And you know we be reading those comments. We'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Peace.